Greetings, 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 greetings. Y'all feel that? I feel it. I feel it. You feel it? Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeet. Y'all feel that? I feel it. What is that I'm speaking of? Oh, I'm gonna let you know. Greetings. Peace and greetings to all. Y'all feel that? I feel it. I feel it. Let's set this camera up that way I ain't gotta hold it too much. I'm going in and I can feel it. And I just feel so like the fire. I know it has everything to do with this Leo season. Let this thing focus one more time. So we do too much, okay. Greetings, greetings. See my little taco meat. It be look anywho. Greetings. Let me get this out. I just look so beautiful. I love myself. Have you loved on you today? Hug yourself. Love yourself. Feel yourself. Anywho, so let me talk about this. Let me get this out. This is it. This is it. Like, what if I told you you were the last generation? The first shall be last, meaning that it's the ending of the first. I feel like the ending of the first generation that began, there's an ending coming to the wickedness or the unrighteous. And you know who you are. You are the beginning and the end of the old way of everything. And let me tell you something. What run in my veins, see, you ever heard of that saying? Some people don't like this term, but they call it like a field nigga. And see, the thing with the terminology with nigga, some people get offended by that word. But then you start to see the origins of that word, nigus or Niji. Not Niji, but Niger. And these are words that come from other countries. N-I-G-E-R, N-I-G-G-E-R, N-I-G-G-A. People are like, oh, what? It's power in those words. Nigus actually means king. And I believe that to be Ethiopia or Ethiopian terminology. So let me say this. We are coming out of Capri, I like to say, or Cancer season. Cancer is centered around all things emotional. All things dealing with the emotional body, the emotional being of who we are. Without being that we are spirit in this human experience, what will the experience be without emotion? Emote in motion. Ocean. Emote emotion. Ocean, the flow of life, ups and downs, the current. You know, you can see the surface level of, what's on the surface. But deep down below, there are things that are unseen within yourself that's dark, that you didn't even know that was there. And then even in your darkest moments, situations, circumstances, or upon your journey, it reveals to yourself who you had no idea who you were and the power that you possess inside. Possess. You know how they say, oh, they're possessed or by demons. But yet everybody wants to run from this terminology of, all these things, or demonize everything, and this is this and this is that. But yet everyone, I myself, had to acknowledge my own demons. I had to acknowledge the darkness within myself. I had to choose to rise above them. I had to let them know who's running this fucking show. So the beauty in all of that is that when you see a seed planted in the darkness, that seed being you, that seed, that light being planted in the darkness. And as you sprout, making your way, because there is no direction, you're making your way, and then doing this process, your roots are, you're grounding yourself. You see, some of us, not everyone come from an ancestral lineage or ancestral tree. When you look at a lineage and you start to notice that there are different parts of those trees and those names consist of certain things, and not every tree prospers. Not every tree bared good fruit. Some of you are coming to the realization that you are the one to come to break, and you have and will and you shall break every generational curse, everything that followed your lineage. All the wickedness, all the darkness that's try to lure and try to pull you down and keep you in that dark place, family, friends, whatever it is, hidden enemies, all those things come to surface upon your journey so you can realize who you are. See, I've always been, I can tell my ancestors, like, there's a terminology we say in the hood, or those that grew up in the, I like to say the darkened regions of the, certain places, like, I call them the reservations, or I call them places like, we grew up in the hood and we be like, oh, some may use this terminology, that's a house nigga or that's a field nigga. See, that means like, oh, I grew up in the hood. And see, people have that survival mentality. But those that are on the street are no different than those that grew up in the, I start to remember my ancestors that were field, what they call, in the fields, that worked the field, that plowed the fields, and some that actually chose not to, and so some of them ran, some of them fled, and they knew that in freedom there was death, so they wasn't afraid. But then I start to see some of these people now, why Spirit removed you from some of these people, because their programming is to be a house nigga, or to be conformed, or be so emotionally attached to this idea of the Americas or this place being so great. And they don't know anything else. They fear change. They fear the unknown. I'm going to read this quote. And it says, this warrior quote that was in one of my memories. And I was like, whoa. Like, it says, warriors live with death on their side. And from the knowledge that death is with them, they draw the courage to face anything. The worst that can happen to us, that we have to die. And since that is already our fate, we are free. Those who have lost everything no longer have anything to fear. Wow. And that was from a Suwap warrior. If I said that. Yeah. And so I'm realizing now, approaching this Leo season. See, a lot of us, we just went through so much emotion. And see, a lot of us thinking that emotion just has to deal with just anger. See, that's the programming, because a lot of our people, especially me, myself, growing up in, my journey, which I have no regrets or remorse or want anybody to have pity for what I've experienced. It's just, I knew that I had to grow up in survival. And so now I had to release layers. I had to break free of that mindset, that programming, that conditioning, those scars, because not only what my ancestors went through, but also what I see my people or people that I know that look like me have went through. And so I had to break that mental chain. I had to release that mindset. I had to free my mind and realizing that I've always been free. I've always known that it was something within me. Whatever I was seeking me. And see, love is knowing that genuine love with yourself is knowing that you're already free, because soon enough you're going to be free from this vessel. You're going to be free from all these things. But I realize now that peace that cannot be touched, that imagination that cannot be touched, that love that cannot be touched, but only be expressed through myself, being that from source, from the creator. It only can be expressed from the heart. And that has come because I have first known the essence of who I am. And this is what a lot of us are seeking. They're returning to the essence of who they are. And most people don't know what that is. Without the conditionings of the world, without the world telling them who to be, how to be, and when to be. So as we approach this, now being here in Leo season, what's in the heart will come out of the mouth. And so truth and integrity and honesty, truth and love is the highest vibration. It's the highest frequency. So when we're talking about coming out of a place, shifting from Cancer, emotions and foundation and family, I had to realize, like, a lot of what I experienced, I had to channel and feel as a man of color, like dark melanated man, ancient man of this world. I had to learn what it is to feel that fire, to feel every emotion. Nipsey Hussle said it in an interview. It was great. He said, what sets me apart, I'm not going to act like I got it all, and these are my words, but I'm going to say it similar to what he said. I'm not, and I'm going to say it similar, but it's like, I'm not going to act like I have it all together or I'm better than anybody. It's not that. It's just, I went through every emotion to get to where I am. That what sets me apart from anyone else. And that's what's going to set you apart from anybody else, is that you have to honor that emotion and feel that anger, frustration, whatever emotion is, and honor that and channel that and create it and allow that to, to water. You allow that emotion, the waters, and you pour into yourself, but at the same time you release those waters like a current that is ever flowing, or a wave of emotion. And you allow that. Because there's no difference when people come into your life and they project their emotions. But once you secure within yourself and you honor yours, then you realize their emotions are not yours. And see, that's what sets me apart from anyone else. I know what I went through in my cocoon. And so now, me being a butterfly or the phoenix rising from the ashes, I know what it is to go through what the fuck I went through. And no one else can come and steer me in this direction or try to tempt me to do this and do that. No. That's what emotional security is. That's what being secure within self is. Peace and blessings. Shalom.